guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new. Make sure you subscribe, that way you'll never miss out on another pick a card reading. Today's pick a card reading is a love spell curated just for you by the cards. So whatever your love situation is, this is going to be a love spell made just for you. What I'm gonna have you do is pick a pile number or a love charm. So we have pile number 1 are the rose quartz crystals, pile number 2 are the peacock feather, pile number 3 the calamus root, or pile number 4 the red candle. Go ahead and pick which one you are gravitated towards, which one is calling you in. And while you guys do that, I want to mention that I'm having a sale on my Etsy shop for anybody that's interested in buying spiritual supplies from me. They are handmade by me, charged by me. Head over there if you're interested. For all of you that want more content from me, I am more active on Patreon, and it is a very safe and a fun place where if you want more from me, you can head over there. Okay, with that being said, let's go ahead and start the reading. Pile number 1, or everybody that picked the rose quartz crystal. If you have a rose quartz crystal, bring it out. Take it out. Keep it around you. Keep it under your mattress. Keep it in your garden. You want to keep it alive. So you want to keep feeding it. Wherever you feed energy in your life, keep it over there. So your garden, altar, you know, stuff like that. Near your everyday beauty regimen, like your beauty routine area, keep it there. Somewhere where you will always see it, because you'll feed it with your mind. So yeah, keep a rose quartz with you. So we have a lot going on in your reading. Let's get into this love spell that is made just for you. First thing I see here is energy work. Now, there needs to be a clearing of chakras, clearing of aura, clearing of energy when it comes to love. So here's the thing. A love spell for you, there's definitely one thing you're going to need is rose quartz crystal. Second thing is, I want you guys to look at something. 2. I usually never use 2 crystals, right? But today I felt like using 2. And we have 2 doubled here. So this is heavily telling you that this love spell is going to be very powerful in your life because of all the 2s. 2 is the number of coming together, of connecting, cooperation, twin flames, soulmates, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So partnership, bond. So there needs to be a clearing of energy. So what I would recommend for that is maybe like a burning sage. Burning sage around a photo of you and your lover, your partner, just to clear away any negative energy that may be there, any obstacles or anything. Now, if you're single, then sage your own self, or just a photo of you if you want. But there needs to be like energy work done here. Clearing of energy, purging, releasing of energy. And it's very strong, you guys, because look at this. We have the 9 of Swords, and then we have the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Swords is anxiety, nightmares, fears, doubts, suspicion, frustration, worry. All of this is, look at her. That's 9 of Swords. It's all in your head. It is in your head, okay? And you block love from coming into your life, and that's why you're being called to do energy work. 9 of Pentacles right here. Do you see how the feathers are blocking the pentacles? 9 of Pentacles is a very guarded energy. So you are very guarded, and yet you still want love. You know, you want to perform a love spell, but you're very guarded. That creates conflict in the spiritual world, because if you have a wall up and then the spiritual world is bringing you something and there's a wall there, the spirits are going to be like, what the heck? We're bringing it to you, but you still have your wall up. So we need to let the walls down and be a little bit more like feather, like, you know, free your spirit and be a little bit more lighthearted. You're very rigid and tense. I get it from a lot of you, very tense energy. And incorporate feathers. I think that's why the peacock was in the next pile, but I specifically picked 2 feathers because this was a love spell reading to keep on the altar, like for every reading. So I never do these things, but I was called to do these things. So light as a feather, you just got to be a little bit more lighter, especially when you're doing this love spell. That's why energy work needs to be done, because these fears and doubts and worry and this like rigid protection of yourself, keeping up these walls, these need to come down. Now, the next card we have here is Cumin. Cumin is very good for invoking loyalty, faithfulness, trust, fidelity in relationships. So grab yourself some cumin. Sometimes we have them in our kitchen. I do. If you have masala, usually cumin is in there. So you can cook with masala and then charge that, you know, for loyalty, fidelity, protection. If you have cumin, you can keep rose quartz in it to charge it with that love, you know, faithfulness in love, fidelity in love. The next card we have here is the color blue. So again, healing. You guys need healing from this energy of just anxiety, doubt, fear, questioning, assuming, mistrusting. Activate your healing power. So incorporate more blue into your love life. Blue sheets, blue pillows, blue candles. What else? And this goes for anybody that's single or that you're in a relationship. This is for you to enhance your love life, whether you're single or in a relationship. So this love spell will work for both. Except that if you're in a relationship, it will definitely clear the blocks in there. The next card we have here is Embrace Change. So I move easily and confidently through the changes of my life. A lot of you are so anxious, so in your head about things that you don't want to embrace change. You don't want to embrace the change that you are begging for. And that change is a change in your love energy, the love life. But you're so, walls are up, rigid, defensive, that you won't even let the love in, but you want it. So that's why you're being called to do all this energy work, spiritual rinse, saging yourself. If you guys are interested, head over to my Patreon, because I do a lot of things over there that I can't necessarily talk about on YouTube, like talking about, I don't know if I can even say those words, like triggers and stuff like that, depression and stuff. I do a lot of work over there, like questioning ourselves, you know, in ways that we were not taught. I feel like a lot of you may benefit from that over on Patreon, but if not, then, you know, therapy is something that will work. Getting spiritual guidance or anything, like, I just feel like there needs to be some kind of clarity within you guys before you move forward with this spell, just because of this energy. You want to embrace this change that you begged for. So grab yourself rose quartz crystals, feathers, doesn't have to be peacock because you got feather, cumin. And the last card we have here is the Union of Hearts. A love connection defies explanation. So a lot of you guys, either whether you're with your partner right now currently or you're single, there is a relationship in your life. But if you're single, it's coming. If you're in the relationship, this is it, but you are blocking it. And the love spell for you is to get yourself some rose quartz. I want you to get yourself some cumin. Charge your cumin with the rose quartz. Keep your rose quartz with the cumin. And every time that you cook with that cumin or you use it in a spell or anything, sprinkle it around your house, under your mattress. Okay, there's so many ways to use it. A little bit in your bath. I want you to take the feather, any feather of your choosing, and just as you go over the cumin with your rose quartz inside, I want you to speak over it with the feather. Brush it with the feather. Just get creative, get magical with it, have fun with it, get into it. And the energy work, take this feather and you keep it with the cumin if you want to. I would keep it with the cumin, whether next to it, whatever. But every once in a while, I want you to take the feather and brush your body with it, because it helps your energy. It really does. Like, try it and tell me. And incorporate more blue into your life. It's healing. It will help the energies. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye. Pile number 2, or everybody that picked the peacock feather. Okay, so there's a lot going on here in your pile. Let's start with the Hanged Man. When the Hanged Man comes, then there's a message to change your perspective. So when it comes to curating a love spell, there needs to be some kind of change in perspective in your clarity, in your mind, in your thoughts. And in order to do that, a lot of us are being called to go inwards in hermit mode. There needs to be some time apart and alone and away, whether that be an hour, 2 hours, 24 hours, whatever it is you need. But there needs to be some time where you go inwards, where you're not disturbed, where, you know, you're not in a negative state. I highly would recommend, like, take a bath. Like, that's what helps me, and that's what I tell my clients a lot. When you need to go inwards and when you need to separate yourself from technology, family, everyone, everything, bath is the best thing ever, because you're in a completely different element. You know, you're in water, you're inside water. You have no choice but to sit and relax and be still and present right there. So I always recommend hermit mode is bath time. And it really allows you to disconnect and change your perspective. The next thing we have here is family. So for a lot of you, there may be things that has, you know, been going on with your family. Maybe things happened in your family in your childhood that really affected love energy, it made you kind of insensitive to emotions. It made you hard, like create a hard shell. It made you, yeah, it just made you like the Queen of Swords, sharp with your tongue, bluntly honest, you know, not real, just saying whatever's on your mind, not really paying attention to or caring even how people get affected by what you say. And that is just because of the things you saw when you were a kid or experienced when you were little, something like that. For a lot of you, something shifted the sensitivity within you. So a message here for you when it comes to love spells, it's, you know, a lot of you need to reconnect with family. A lot of you need to rebuild connections with family members that you know that you want to rebuild with, and you know who they are. For a lot of you, like, you know who they are. And some people in our family, like, you could have arguments and fights with them and not even talk for years and years, but you know, like, if one day you call them out the blue and you needed something, they'd be there. You know what I'm saying? So you know who they are. And I feel like for a lot of you, there needs to be a rebuilding of that connection, because it will help your love spell. You know what I'm saying? Certain ties in our life, if we feel like the ties broke, like the ties broke, right? But still somehow, some way, they're broken, right? But they're still connected. I feel like, I don't know why I did that, but like, I feel like that's a lot of you. Like, bond is broken, but the connection is still there. And so when that happens and then you kind of separate like that, creates a rift in the energy, especially when you're trying to do a love spell. So get yourself some witch hazel. Witch hazel is great to invoke sensitivity, to bring about some sensitive energy, to call in that sensitive energy, to help you open up and communicate more, show more compassion. So this, I know I'm talking about family, but this has a lot to do with love. Whether you're in a relationship or not, that connection with family has a lot to do with your connection in your love life to your love. And so we need to rebuild that so that we can, you know, not have blocks in our love life. So for a love spell for you guys, witch hazel is something you need to get. And another thing that I have here is get to know each other. Learn to meet another's need for love. Yes, so I feel like a lot of you are so cold and defensive, and like, you know, you have to fend for yourself first before anyone else. And you learn that somehow from your family. And we need to create more compassion and sensitivity where the hurt was, so we can move forward to create a new bond in our love life. Or what if you're in a relationship, then to create a balanced love life where you know, you're not bringing stuff from the past in there. You know what I'm saying? So get to know each other is another thing. So you need to get to know whoever that family member is. Yeah, and if you're in a relationship, it's an energy of like, you need to get to know each other. And how do you get to know each other? By showing compassion, sensitivity, listening to each other, trying to understand each other, like trying to ask questions and get to know each other. Imagine when you meet somebody for the first time and you just instantly click. We have to bring that back into our relationship sometimes as much as we can. You know, where you just click and then this little simple conversation just goes into a rabbit hole and you just talk and talk and talk for hours. I feel like that's the kind of love a lot of you are needing. You want that sacred space in your love life, you know, where you find peace and security and contentment. And a lot of you, this has a lot to do with being in nature too. So incorporate something of nature into your spell work. And here's what I'm going to tell you what to do. Violet brings in a balanced life, like from your independence and your time with family, work, and time for yourself. You know, that balance. And a lot of you, there's so much mismatch and misalignment in that balance. And you need to create a sacred space now to do this spell, to get that balance, to get the energies moving. And we need to do that in hermit mode, okay? So we need to change our perspective. Ooh, you guys have so much going on, but it's a really good journey that you're about to go on. And this love spell is going to be very, very effective for you if you put the work in and go into hermit mode. So I would say take a bath first, okay? Get yourself some witch hazel. And I want you to get yourself either violet flowers, if you can get them, or violet oil, violet essential oil, violet perfume, violet scented incense, something violet, and witch hazel. Okay, so what I want you to do is create a sacred space or go to your sacred space, whether that be your altar or bath time. And I want you to get 2 peacock feathers. 2 because in love spells, you always want to have 2. And I want you to take witch hazel and put the violet, if you have like violet incense, then light it next to the witch hazel. If you have violet essential oil, that would be perfect. Put it in the witch hazel. Okay, and then when you're taking a bath, or if you don't want to take the bath, you could actually throw some of that into the bath. When you're in the bath, I want you to brush the feather all over your body. And this is a spell for clearing up your energy, all of this energy, clearing it to create balance so that you don't become hesitant in getting to know your love. You know, you have no blocks up and stuff. So you need witch hazel, something violet, sacred space, whether that be your altar or a bath, because that's where you're going to be doing it, and feather, peacock feather. Okay, and keep this witch hazel. If you have a amethyst crystal, then you don't need violet, just use that and put it in your witch hazel. You can use witch hazel on your face, you can use it on your skin, you can use it in baths, just a tiny bit. You can use it in your candle work. You could spray it around the house. So many ways you could use witch hazel. But for you guys, the 3 main ingredients are violet or amethyst, witch hazel, and peacock feathers. You can also get a purple candle, and if you can, what was it? Get a purple candle, rub some witch hazel on it, keep both of the peacock feathers right next to the candle and light it in your house. Either in your bedroom or on your altar. Or if you're taking a bath, do it there. If you're taking a bath, invite your significant other if you have it, if you have one, and do this like with them. Like they won't know. If you don't want them to know, then it's just a purple candle with some feathers, like decoration. It's gonna invoke this energy of getting to know each other, a change of perspective, going inwards for you both, creating a sense of family, and a sacred space where you feel secure and safe and at peace. And witch hazel is something you definitely want to incorporate in there. All right, I hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye. Pile number 3, or everyone that picked the calamus root. Okay, this is King of Swords energy right here. Very authoritative, dominating, leader, takes control, masculine type of an energy that I'm sensing here. And there needs to be a balance. There needs to be rest. There needs to be change in order for this love spell to work. You need rest because you're overworked, you're overwhelmed, and that's a huge part of your love spell. Is rest. You know, a lot of the tenseness, a lot of the rigid energy, that blocked energy that is in your love life right now, whether you're single or in a relationship, it's because there's one side, or no, I don't want to put it like that. It's because there's just too much of that energy of leader, control, independent. Like, I just keep seeing this person that is like, I don't need anyone. I'm independent. I'm strong. I can do it all on my own. I don't trust anyone. I'm capable. Like, very self-sufficient energy. You're always on the go, go, go. And when you want to invite love in, that's a huge conflict, and that's not gonna work. And I feel like the cards are really trying to tell you that. A lot of you are wondering why you feel the way you do. Like you're trying to amplify the love in your life, to heal it, to invoke it. There's so much love to come. Look at this Sun card. There's so much love right there. But it's a lot of you have your sword up too. Gotta rest, okay? When was the last time you rested? When was the last time you took a nap? When was the last time you did something for yourself that you enjoyed? Which comes back to what you love. Reevaluate your desires. What do you want when it comes to love? Stop thinking about what you don't want. Because your love spell, I feel like when you put that spell out there, you keep thinking about the things that you don't want, or the things that happened in the past that you didn't want or didn't like. When do you think about what you like? When do you think about what makes you happy? When do you do things that you love? Because that's an energy, and I feel like that's the biggest spell for you right now. Is calamus root right here. This is for domination. For a lot of you, I feel like first and foremost, you need to dominate yourself. Your thoughts, your behaviors, like your actions, a lot of you guys, you're overworked and you don't have enough energy to even give to your love life. So what are you telling the universe? The universe will always give you what you feed it. So if you're always telling the universe, I'm working, I'm working, I'm working. I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. And you don't have time for what you love, then why would the universe send you love? The universe is just a mirror. So we need to dominate ourselves so that we can show the universe, we can show the mirror what it is we need. We need to get back to the things that we love to do. Because there's so much potential in your love life here, like so much opportunity. Every single fish here is an opportunity. 2 turtles, it's home, okay? home, that domestic energy. And these two kids like playing. There's children here. There's a home. There's fun in the home. There's travel, I see. Compassion. It's teamwork. It's happiness. Being blessed. There's lots of blessings. But put down your sword sometimes and rest. That's a huge spell for you. Okay, we have the root chakra here and coriander. Coriander is very good for immortality, and a lot of you find your immortality in your work, or in defending yourself, or in being strong, in being independent, being self-sufficient. You find your immortality in it. You find your power in it. You find your worth in it. You need to get yourself some coriander. And if you have emerald jewelry, or if you have emerald crystals, I think I may have a emerald, what is it? Emerald chips up in my shop. I know I do have a few more emerald oils. I have pure emerald gemstone oils in my shop if you guys are interested. But if you do grab it, throw some coriander in there, okay? And emerald, whether it's emerald color or emerald crystals, or yeah, emerald color or emerald crystals, it calms your mind, body, and soul. And for a lot of you, there's an imbalance in your mind, in your body, and in your soul spiritually, because you are so used to being so strong and alert and on the go so much. And a lot of you, it has to do with your root chakra. So with this root chakra card here, it says, I have everything I need to survive and grow on the physical plane. But for you guys, it seems like for you to do something you love, or to invite love in, it somehow is going to affect your immortality. And if you're not strong all the time, it just seems like it's going to affect your roots. And for a lot of you, it's time to let that go. And how do you let that go? Rest. You got to rest your energy and get back to the things that you love to do. Now, this is for anyone that's in a relationship or single. Calamus root helps to dominate. So here is the spell that is curated just for you, okay? We have the calamus root that you need to get your hands on. I am going to be having calamus root up in my shop very, very soon. I'm working on them. So if you're interested, they're going to be up in my shop soon. Get yourself some calamus root, okay? Next thing I want you to do is get yourself something emerald, whether that be emerald crystals. You can change your sheets. You can get emerald clothing, emerald jewelry. You can get my emerald oil if you want on my Etsy shop. I want you to get some coriander. And if you have some sort of red crystal, red jasper, carnelian, get that out. If you have red clothing, wear that when you perform this spell. So if you have a knife or a sword, like I have a dagger that is specifically just on my altar, or if you have like a specific knife that you just use for something special, like a pocket knife or something that your ancestor gave you or your grandpa or something gave you, some kind of sharp tool that you like designate just for spiritual work. If you have that, get it out. If you don't have that, maybe buy yourself one as a gift, or, you know, just consecrate one just for spell work. You can decorate it, it could be plain, whatever. So your spell work is, again, going to consist of a knife or a dagger of some sort, calamus root, something emerald, coriander, and something red. Also, you're going to need to get a lot of rest. Okay, do not feel guilty for resting. A lot of you need to hear that and cut that out of your head and get back to the things that you love. Those are the starting points of your spell. Now, if you get emerald sheets, I want you to sprinkle a little bit of coriander underneath, just a little tiny bit underneath the sheets before you put them on. I get a lot of keep emerald, coriander, and reds near your bed. Because for a lot of you, you need that energy while you sleep so that you can allow your body to rest. You're not allowing your body to rest, and it's creating blocks in love. So another thing is when you get this calamus root, whether it be calamus oil, calamus root powder, whatever it is, sprinkle a little bit of that underneath your bed. I want you to sprinkle a little bit of that in green candles or red candles, and sprinkle some coriander in there and light it. Add a little bit of your hair in there and light it to open the road specifically for what you need it to open for. And that is to incorporate more of your femininity in your root chakra. You see her? Embrace yourself, embrace love. And a lot of you don't. Embrace what you love, but you don't. You have this sword up. And you need to rest because your body's always tense and rigid. What else can you do here? Incorporate more red and green clothing into your wardrobe. For a lot of you, sleep with a knife or dagger or pocket knife or something like that underneath your pillow. I always have, actually my boyfriend gifted it to me, and I always keep it. It's such a beautiful piece. Oh, it's so beautiful. But I keep it underneath my bed. It's good for nightmares and keeping away negative energy, like just negativity, like while you sleep, you know, your unconscious, your subconscious, and all of that. So if you want to do that, you could also do that. You can make a mojo bag, or like a little baggie or a little jar of emerald crystal chips. You can also keep hold on. Emerald chips, right? Emerald crystal chips. Keep coriander in there. Keep calamus root in there. And if you can get some kind of a red cloth for the mojo bag, keep it in a red cloth. And keep it whether behind your mattress or underneath your mattress. And it will help open the doors for you in the ways that you specifically need it. Another thing you could do is boil coriander and calamus together. Oh my God, you guys, if you do this, oh, I can feel it. I can feel this one. Boil coriander and calamus root together and put them in, okay, wait for it to cool down, strain it. If you have carnelian and red jasper, or either or, crystal chips or crystal and an emerald crystal, put them all in like a bowl. Let it steep overnight, preferably outside. And then the next day you mop your whole house with it, or you spray it everywhere in your house, or you use it as a rinse. But be careful because some people can be sensitive. Yeah, oh my God, it's gonna really clear the way for a lot of people. Charge it in the sun. Whatever you do here, charge things in the sun. For you guys especially, charge in the sun. All right, so that is your spell. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye. For everybody that picked pile number 4, or the red candle. Okay, this is the most pleasant of all 4 readings. I feel like all the first 3 were very heavy and deep, but this one, there's good, like there's light energy in this one. There's good energy in this one. I'm very happy for you guys pile number 4, because the energy seems like it's getting really, really good. But there's a few things you need to get done before it can get to where you want. First thing I want to talk about here is the red candle. And then what else? The ruby card. Okay, if you guys have rubies, get them out. Get out your ruby crystals. And a lot of you work more with red colors, and get yourself a red candle. And if you have the ruby, bring it out. If you don't have rubies, maybe think about gifting yourself a ruby piece of jewelry or crystal if you're interested. But it will really help open up love energy in your life, especially with red candles. What I love to do is use one crystal. So I will pick like one crystal. I have a rose quartz here. I was working this morning with Vishnu Lakshmi energy, so I decided to use this. This was for reading number 1, but I decided to pull it out. So maybe if you guys are interested, head over to reading number 1. But because I feel like there's a reason I grabbed it. But I will use like one crystal and I will throw it in like this candle, you know, or near it. And then when it's done, I will go and put it on my altar. And then my next love work, I will use the same crystal. And if, say I have a big jar candle that I bought from like Walmart, all I will do is throw this crystal in that jar candle and light it. So I just infuse that candle with the energy that I put into this crystal from the previous spell. So a little tip that you guys could do that too. And for you especially, ruby. Do it with a ruby. The first card we have here is chocolate. Chocolate is an aphrodisiac. So for a lot of you, this love spell is calling for a lot of sweetness and sexual energy. So I see for a lot of you, do you feel confident? This spell has a lot to do with your confidence. You know, a powerful witch or a powerful spellcaster, a powerful worker, spiritual worker, there's a confidence about them. And that's because confidence is a key ingredient in every single spell you cast. If you go into a spell and you go in it heavy-hearted, depressed, crying, that's an energy. And you're bringing it into your work. It's just like going into the office like after you just dealt with a breakup. Like how hard is that? And how would that affect your work? You know, you'd make mistakes. You might miss something. You might need a break. You know, it infuses your work with that energy. So for a lot of you, I think you're being called to change your energy first. Chocolate is something that you can incorporate into your spell work, but we will get into that. I'll show you, or I'll talk about ways you could use that. But the next card that we have here is balance. And this card right here with the zebra and this yin yang sign right here reminds me very heavy of Libra energy. So whether you're a Libra or you're dealing with a Libra or what, or no, or maybe it's just that Libra energy. And I am a Libra, so let me tell you a little bit from my own experience of being a Libra. There's a lot of confusion and trying to make the right decision all the time, and you try to balance the scales so much that you stress yourself the F out. You try to weigh every option, every possibility, and it's so hard for Libras to make a decision because you try to think of everything. This goes wrong, am I going to be ready? If this, if that, then if that's a Libra's mind. And so there needs to be balance, you know. My mind has been so chaotic and all over the place for such a long time. And I find it is because I have such strong Libra energy, but I also need to maintain that. Now that I know that, I need to maintain that. So for a lot of us, I feel like there's so many things off balance. And maybe we don't know it or understand it. We need to know what is off balance in our life. If we're trying to evoke love with a foundation that is off balance, today is the new moon in Cancer. So funny that we're talking about Cancer. So yeah, I understand and embrace the opposing forces in life that bring about balance. You know, sadness, happiness, sex, dry spell. If you're in a long-term committed relationship, you will feel all the opposing forces fighting and extreme happiness, you know. You will feel relationships and love come with it, but we freak out when the bad comes. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we need to keep in mind. We need to rejuvenate our body. For a lot of you, I see that you're very burnt out. Now, we have the Page of Wands here. Page of Wands is just a burst of energy. A lot of you are very burnt out. A lot of you have used your energy in the wrong places. still like exert your energy in the wrong places. And this love spell for you is going to help you specifically for what you need, which is to put your energy back to in the places where it needs to go so that your love life can open up. Another thing that I need from you guys is to ask for help. What do you really need? And be willing to accept support. So if you're single or in a relationship, this goes for you. Like if you're single, you're exerting your energy in places you don't need to be, and you need to ask for help because it's taking away from the energy that you could be putting into a love life, into a partnership. For a lot of you that are in a relationship, you have a partner that is there and willing and supportive, but I feel a lot of you're the one afraid to approach and ask for help. You're the one afraid to be like, hey, I need this. Hey, can you do this for me? Because it comes from you feeling guilty asking about it, or you being afraid to ask for it, thinking that you're doing too much. You know, for a lot of you, it's our own insecurity, our own mind. But the good news here is we have the Fool. And the Fool starts off on a brand new journey and is not afraid to walk into the uncertain, which I think a lot of you have been afraid to walk into uncertainty. And yeah, I get that from a lot of you. Page of Swords. I want to go back to the Page of Swords card because this is a burst of energy that you need to maintain very carefully, that you're about to get after this spell. A lot of you are going to get a very special burst of energy after performing this spell. And I don't get just one spell out. Looking at the spread, I'm not just getting one spell for you guys. I'm getting a few, but we'll get into that in a little bit. I just want to get into the Page of Wands card real quick. Page of Wands is asking you to take action. Do not sit on your ideas. This is a calling. If you're feeling called to do something, do it. And that's the Fool. Fool, being called to do something, walks into uncertainty. For a lot of you, you may be walking into a new relationship, but you're afraid to ask for something. I get that from a few of you. The Page of Wands also brings good news. So I feel like a lot of you, right after you perform any one of these spells that I'm about to tell you guys, there's going to be good news coming. It's an enthusiastic energy. I knew it. I felt it. I felt it as soon as I laid the spread down. And I didn't feel it from the other readings. Very enthusiastic and confident energy coming through. I get that from the Ruby card. Ruby brings confidence. So, okay. Let's get into the spells and then we'll finish off the reading. Okay. I want you guys to get yourself the ruby crystal if you have it. If not, then I want you to get ruby bed sheets. Ruby or red or magenta, anything of that nature. Get bed sheets and keep it on your bed for a little while. And then bake something. Maybe if you're not bakers, get like, treat yourself to something sweet. If you have a partner, maybe gift them something sweet, chocolate or something. Okay. There's so many spells jumping out at me. I want you to take the red candle and I want you to, if you can melt the chocolate a little bit in the microwave, I want you to cover this candle with the chocolate. And if you are in a relationship, I want you to put your lover's name and then your name on top, their birth date and then your birth date on top, and then dip this candle in the chocolate. Let it harden, like take it out and let it harden, put it in the freezer if you need to. Keep your ruby crystal next to it. If you bake something or if you buy something sweet, light this candle around the treats, light it, let it light all the way down. For a lot of you, I feel like you wanted to approach your partner to ask something, talk about something, set some boundaries, some kind of communication. Do this first, take the sweet treats, and then slide that conversation in. And wear a ruby or wear some kind of red. For a lot of you, if you get chocolate and like some kind of sweet treat, set up a bath for you. And if you're in a relationship, maybe for you and your significant other. Have some chocolate with you in the bath, light red candles, have ruby crystals around you if you have them. For a lot of you, if you have a yin and yang tattoo, I want you to rub that often. Rub it with some kind of oil, put like lotion, whatever. Just rub that tattoo. I feel like that message is for any one of you that has a yin yang tattoo. If you have ruby crystals or ruby jewelry, light red candles around them. Okay, if you bring anything sweet into your home, charge them up. Write your intention on a chocolate bar, light a red candle near it, and then eat the chocolate bar. Okay, those are a few spells that you guys can do for love in your life. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye.